In real life, people don't just move sideways. That's why our motion sensing controller reads your position in full 3D. This means that you can reach right into the TV and become part of the game, placing you bang in the center of all the action. Gone are the days of just standing there waving your arms around.
Shape. You can see by the nature of the game, she's constantly moving around. With all the multi-balls, she has to keep extremely active to keep the game going.
The motion sensing controller gives you an amazing level of control over all the action. Every movement, from a brushstroke to a turn of a key or a wave of a wand, is captured with amazing precision. So what you see on screen will actually match the movements you're making at home down to a sub-pixel accuracy.
And you can see the controller move one-to-one with my motion in the video there. You see me in the video, so you can see that it does what I do. And if we zoom in a little bit closer here, I can actually show you even more one-to-one. You can see the video better and my motion better. So again, zoom in, zoom out. It's in 3D. So we get all the different rotation angles. You can see I'll have to show you the twist by going really slowly here. But all the different rotations and the XYZ position. These are the kind of things we didn't get to go into in as much detail during the E3 demo. I can switch to a different object, so now I'll switch to like a tennis racket, and now you see the virtual tennis racket moves when I move the controller. And if I switch into a video view, because we have video of the player, we can actually overlay graphics onto the video. And because the object actually is being tracked by the camera, the way we overlay the video is perfect because it's using the video information for the tracking. So everything matches up perfect.
Jump in. Put your hands down for 1 sec. By your side. Yep. Good. Now get up. Foot forward. And boom, you're off and driving. Oh my God! This is awesome! This is how I really drive. You're like a bull. Crazy. You become a bull. I'm a bull. Come on! You guys did something weird. That's not alright. Alright, come on! Even doing these little, slight little hip rotations, your character is instantly going to do this on screen. So this makes games a lot more approachable for people. To play this demo, all you need to know how to do is move your body, and you're going to know how to play. There's no controller in the world, I don't care how many buttons or analog sticks that you put on a controller, that's going to give you full simultaneous control over your character in games like this.
Then they got this little motion control camera, no controller required. Man, if you guys watched E3, did you see this thing? Did you see this broke down piece of shit? You can tell instantly it's a Microsoft product. The guy says, have you ever wondered what an avatar's foot looked like? First of all, no, I ain't fucking gay. The fuck do I care what the bottom of the dude's foot looks like? Second, he does it. He's like, now look, his foot turns like all the way around, and you still can't see it. You still can't see the bottom of the foot. Yeah, that works real well. Then they show him you can scroll through the menus, and he's doing this with his hand. You know, you ain't doing this like a little finger movement. He's scrolling like this with his hand, like for it to move. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Who wants to come home from a hard day's of work? It's going to be nothing but problems. I can tell you that already. You're going to come home from work, scroll through the menus. It's not. Come on, you piece of shit. That's all that's going to happen. It's a piece of. Sony's got the same type of thing, only it's got controllers, and it looks like it actually works. Microsoft's, I can tell you right now, it ain't going to work. It's going to be a piece of shit. And another thing, they were like playing around with like a little digital boy. A little kid on a swing set. Oh, that's real good. Now we got pedophiles coming to Xbox Live. Hey, little boy, how old are you? Get the fuck out of here, Microsoft!
This is the Dominoes demo, which is kind of another drawing technology demo, but actually lets you use drawing to kind of do more more interesting things. So these dominoes we can just stack or lay out by drawing.
I'm going to slop around some paint with my bucket throw here. That's my sky. And then I think I'll put a great big cloud up in the sky, white. So throw another bucket up there. There's my cloud.
The really neat thing that we didn't get to show at E3 for this demo was Anton actually added a whole nother part to this demo, but we kind of ran out of time, and well, let's just show you. Here we go. So the dominoes can actually just rearrange themselves into these snakes. You have to switch sides. I'm supposed to be on the right when we battle. So you can see these snakes are made out of the dominoes we laid out. So we can actually duck in and carve around. And the snakes actually, you have full control over the way they point and the way they duck. But abstract domino snakes, maybe you want something a little bit more realistic, so we can switch it to these bone snakes. And if you know how, you can actually turn on the fire of the snake and tick, tick.
Now I'm going to go to some one-handed gestures and paint some mountains in the background. Blue. Okay. All right. There's my mountains.
Demo here. This is another demo that we showed at E3. We kind of went through this one pretty quick, but it was kind of a favorite for a lot of people, so we wanted to show a little bit more.
Now we have it working 2-player also here.
A lot of people say, you can kind of do this with a pointer or maybe some kind of other sort of interface, but it's a little bit subtle, but it's actually very difficult to write or paint with a pointer because it's kind of like drawing with a paintbrush that's the length of like a meter stick or something. So you have to be very careful with your wrist. So it's much easier to actually draw with position, and that's something that is unique to our controller. So you can also kind of think about it as drawing something with a laser pointer. It's very difficult. Like if you ever try to write your name with a laser pointer, it's just nearly impossible. But when you have position, it's much easier.
And then I think I want a tree line in the background. Could I get some green? All right, there's my tree line. So I think that's a pretty awesome background, but not quite satisfied yet.
We were trying to simulate kind of like a Chinese calligraphy. So here we use the position and sort of rough orientation of the controller to get a paintbrush-like feel. So you can really do these broad strokes and it will track you in a very expressive kind of way.
I want to put a tree up in the foreground. So could I get brown and make my trunk? Sweet!
So for this demo, you really also need the position and orientation, because when you actually spray, it matters if you spray to the left and it kind of is more blotched out, or if you spray directly. Also, it matters how close you are, because if you're too close, you're going to start to drip and your lines will be very small. And if you are farther away, you can kind of get a more broad stroke. It also matters to have a really precise analog control so that you can really control the amount of paint you can put down.
Abby, would you like to come back up and help me make my elephant? Okay, so here we go. All right, so there's our elephant. Reveal. And there's our gorgeous masterpiece.
Go Raiders!
With our motion sensing controller, there are loads of unique adventures on the way, and they will all take place in eye-popping, razor-sharp high definition on PlayStation 3. Right. It's time for us to go back to work.